Thanks so much for joining me today. My name is Ann Perry, and I just want to let you in on the news that we are doing our fourth annual Six Psychics Under One Roof is happening tomorrow at noon Eastern Time. If you have not attended one of these events before, you're in for a good time. Seriously, you've still got time to get your tickets. Up until midnight tonight Eastern Time, you can still get your tickets on my website, AnnPerryNumerologist.com. But I want to let you know about it because it's very, very special. We only run it once a year, and there are 6 of us who will be sharing with you what the heck's 2024 all about. Because as you might know, 2023 has been a bit of a shit show. Okay, how can I say that any differently? It kind of has been, right? It's kind of had us all in our heads, trying to figure out what the heck we're here for. You know, what do we want to learn about ourselves? It's a spiritual time. It's a time of confusion. A lot of us have been feeling very directionless. Give me a shout out if that's at all what you've been feeling, right? So yeah, I'd really like to hear about what your experience has been in 2023, because you know it's the number 7 is a head case number, and you know I am the poster child for the head case numbers, right? Because I am a 7. So anyway, this event that I've got going on tomorrow, we have 6. We have 6 psychics. That's why they call it the Six Psychics Under One Roof event. You can tell this is kind of random, guys. I just thought I'd jump in here and share it with you. We have myself, of course, numerologist and soul coach. Been doing this for about 21 years, I guess. I love to share with you guys what the heck this year's been about and what's coming up and how you need to be prepared. And given that next year is going to be an 8 universal year, you got to be prepared, right? You're only going to get this once in a 9-year cycle. You have to be prepared for next year. Hey, Mark, good to see you too. So I've got with me some of the best experts, honest to God, in the industry. I'm telling you, they're fantastic. Hey, Lori. So I've got Annette Deleu. Okay, so Annette Deleu is from InfiniteSoulLove.com. She's out of Paris, France. She is a transformational coach, and man, she kicks some serious ass when she does Akashic record readings. Okay, she's got a fabulous podcast. You want to check her out. We've got Fiona Black with us back this year. This is her 4th year with us. She is a transformational business coach from BC, Canada. She runs a priestess program. She's all about tapping into the divine feminine. And that applies to you guys as well, not just the women, right? So we all got a feminine and a masculine side. We've got to tap into both to keep the balance. We've got Maureen Webb. Oh my God, Maureen is so much fun. Maureen is in Sedona, and she is a human design expert. She does gene keys. She is an astrologer. She is an amazing human being. She was a police officer for years, and she finally gave it up to follow her path. So she'll be sharing with us what her thoughts are about for coming up for 2024. We have got Laura Warren. God bless her. I freaking love Laura Warren. She is a psychic medium. She was one of the stars on Sightseers, which is a program that was running on APTN. So you can check her out, laurawarrenmedium.com. We've got Coralie Fox. Coralie is an amazing friend of mine. We have been friends for as long as I can remember. And she's a life coach, a spiritual life coach. And she's going to be doing a really cool meditation tomorrow as well. So I did want to bring you up to speed with that. This is a really cool opportunity, guys, because each one of the psychics is going to have their opportunity to share what they feel is coming up. And then after we've done our little thing, you guys all get to ask questions of all of these psychics, right? So the tickets are on sale on my website only until midnight tonight, and the cost is $47. You get a recording afterwards so you can go back to it. There's a lot of really cool coupons and discounts and specials and all kinds of great stuff that come with this that I'm not going to tell you about until you're there. So I would say probably about 80, I think I calculated 84% of the people who are attending this year have attended years before. So this is something that people just want to come to. So if you're not aware of it, you know what, I'm not going to push this anymore on you, but I really wanted you to know that it's coming up. It's tomorrow at noon Eastern Time, and you have just today up until midnight to get your tickets on my website, AnnPerryNumerologist.com. It's up at the top. Okay, so let's talk about 2024. Let's see. Hey, Lori, good to see you here too. And Faiwan Kunol, I'm sorry if I just butchered your name, but I wanted to address you. Thank you for being here. So we know that 2024 is going to be very much different from what 2023 has been, right? So 2023, 2 + 0 + 2 + 3 equals 7, right? So the 7 causes us to be a little up here. Very difficult for us to make a decision. Very difficult for us to move forward because we're kind of confused. We can't make decisions from our heart because we're too invested up here. So 2023 has not been the best year to be making a lot of decisions, right? Important decisions. This is rather a year that you kind of think about things and, give yourself some room to meditate and just be quiet, right? This is not a really go, get her done kind of a year. Up until now, until about January the 1st, I'm going to recommend that everybody kind of slows down a little bit. I want you to spend some time reflecting on what do you want to manifest in 2024, right? So you might want to journal on that. And what do you not want to take with you into 2024? Okay, what habits, what limiting beliefs do you have? What's holding you back, kind of thing? We don't want to take that back into 2024 because 2024 is an 8 universal year. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 equals 8. Okay, so the 8 is the year of manifestation, right? Anything you've been thinking about in 2023, you're able to actually turn it into something. Now you're already probably starting to feel like there's a little bit of energy coming in that's making you feel a little bit more interested, a little bit more ambitious kind of thing, a little less afraid to make a decision, maybe a little bit more, you get a little bit more clarity, I'm hoping, now that you're feeling it. And coming into January, it'll only get better from there. However, let's talk about, I got lots of notes here, guys, and I'm going to resort to them because I don't want to miss anything. So the 8 universal year on the whole observes the law of cause and effect, okay? So often what rolls out in the 8 universal year is the result of decisions that you've made previous, right? In previous years before. So we start to see the consequences of the actions taken in years before. This isn't just about us, guys. This is about our political leaders. This is about your family members. We're all affected, we're all collectively affected by the decisions that have been made. So that's kind of what's going on. So we also got financial and material gain, of course, financial advancement, success in business, very, very possible in 2024, but it can also fluctuate the financial markets too. So investments next year might be a little sketchy. It can be hard to say, but keep your eyes and ears open. Really good for career advancement that requires a lot more management and authority opportunities, right? So if you're looking to take a leap into management, or you just want to advance your career in some way, this is a great influence. Now, remember, you guys likely know that there's personal years. We're not talking about that right now, but everybody has a personal year, right? So from 1 to 9, we have our own personal years. The universe, however, has a stationary effect of 8, an 8 universal vibration. That's our umbrella effect, right? We are all under the umbrella of the 8. So in a few minutes, I'm going to start rolling out what each life path number can expect to feel in 2024. So this is an influence of what I'm talking about here, the list I'm going through here. This is influencing everybody, but everybody will feel it a little differently depending upon the personal year that they are in and depending upon the life path number they're in. Maybe if I get a chance, I'll run something on the personal years as well. Okay. So it's an energy that promotes power and confidence, allowing you to stand in your power, allowing you to reclaim your power. Remember, this is a supportive energy to wherever else you are in your numerology chart. So it's a really good time to be setting goals and to take action to pursue them. It's kind of go time, right? Everybody's being influenced by this go time. It's also about success. It stresses the need for balance, right? I mean, it's a very driven energy. It's a very forward-moving energy. It's a very masculine energy, but we always need balance. We want to manage your money and your time a little bit more effectively. It's time to take responsibility for your own actions, right? And understanding how you respond to things. Take responsibility for how it is you respond to things. Given that the 8 is all about manifestation, you're going to see the results of your previous actions come to light in 2024. This is you personally, globally as well. You want to make choices that are in alignment with your long-term goals. Okay, this is when you really want to see, like, where do I want to take this? Where do I want to end up? Social status may become important to you this year. Opportunity for leadership, not only in your workplace, but possibly in your family, also in your community. On a global scale, there's undoubtedly going to be a focus on global economic conditions. I mean, inflation, hello, it's big, right? It's everywhere. It's not just, in Canada, it's not just in the United States, it's everywhere. So it's definitely going to be talked about a lot more. The financial markets are going to be highlighted. Global power dynamics are going to come to light. This is a little sketchy, and I really want to address this because, we got two massive wars going on that in Israel and the Ukraine. The leaders are going to get more power hungry next year. It's going to get more, they're going to be more ambitious to get the job done, to, create domain and wherever they're trying to create it. This is going to bring in power struggles amongst the leaders, and an escalated need for power reflected in the wars. And it could also offer a sudden change in leadership as well. But what I want to say, I don't want to dwell on this, right? Because I'm not a fearmonger by any stretch, but I do want to say that I think next year we all need to remain, informed, but we don't need to be glued to our TVs watching, CNN all the time. We know there's a war on. We don't need to have that put in our face every single day. I'm not saying stay uninformed, but I'm saying don't drown yourself in that, because collectively we are all responsible for the energy. If you are feeling fearful about the war, if you're feeling fearful about the economy, if you're feeling fearful about whatever's going on in the world, you are contributing to that, right? And that is just magnifying it. We don't want to do that. What we want to do is remain in a state of balance and a state of peace. And it is possible in the 8. Remember, when you look at the number 8, when you put it on the side, it's the infinity symbol, isn't it? Right? So what goes around comes around. What goes around comes around. Whatever you're putting out is coming right back. So we all have a responsibility to the collective. We all have a responsibility. Every time we think about a political leader in a negative way, we're throwing negative energy at that leader, which causes them to work that much harder, right? So it's just something to consider. Facebook user here is saying the next U.S. presidential election happens at the end of next year. Whoopee! I cannot wait to see the options of who is not going to help anyone that I can pick from. Yeah. And Marique, you're saying like instant karma. Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff. Okay, let's talk. Hey, Lauren, good to see you here. There's going to be a heightened awareness of a need for balance and on justice on a global scale, right? The consequences of actions from the past are going to be highlighted. I mentioned that earlier. Technological and business advancements are common under the influence of the 8. I can only imagine where AI is going. Like that's got me a little bit kind of scared. But anyway, I'm not going to throw energy at that. Okay, so let's talk about the life path numbers. Now, if you don't know how to calculate your life path number, a simple exercise would be to reduce your month of birth to a single digit or a master number, 11 or 22. Reduce your day of birth to a master number or a single digit or a master number, and do the same for the year of birth, and then add them together, okay? If you're having difficulties with that, post your date of birth, and I'm happy to help you out with that. So, life path number 1. If you happen to be a life path number 1, the 8 universal years associated with power and authority, as you know. So those on the life path number 1 might find more opportunities to take on leadership roles. That's what you guys like anyways, right? You like to be the leaders. You want to be in charge. You want to be in control. You like to be the self-starters. This is going to be good for you. Need for independence is likely going to be present, as will the interest in initiating new projects. It's a really great time to set your intentions and achieve some goals, right? This is a really nice alignment for those who are on the life path number 1. The 8 is going to be a very, very positive influence for you, I feel. Life path number 2. So the 2 life paths are naturally cooperative by nature, right? They're peace lovers. They are the peacekeepers by nature. So this year is going to bring them opportunities to partner with others for the sake of financial success, because remember, the 8 has a lot to do with financial success. It also has a lot to do with stepping into your own power, your own authority, setting some healthy boundaries, possibly in work relationships, right? It's going to be a time on focusing on achieving shared goals rather than independent and personal ones, right? This is going to be a time when it's working in partnership. When you're the 1 life path number in an 8 personal year, that's all about you, right? It's going to be a focus on you, making it happen. But when you're in a 2, life path number in an 8 universal year, it's going to relate more to the positive partnerships and collaborations and networking, that kind of stuff that you can bring forward in 2024. When we look at the life path number 3, those on the life path number 3, of course, are the naturally creative ones, right? They love to express themselves artistically, and they're just expressive by nature. So the influence of the 8 universal year is going to emphasize financial reward from creative projects, right? So if you're a writer, if you're a blogger, if you're somebody who likes to create memes, for your business, that kind of stuff, this is going to be a really good year for that. Any way you can express yourself to advance your financial influence, great time to do that. It's a great time to promote creative ideas that will offer financial success. So if you've been in 2023, if you guys have been thinking about something that you want to create, 2024 is your year. Okay. Those are the 3 life path numbers. Those on a life path number 4, we have people who are naturally grounded. These are the really practical ones. They like to follow the steps. This is going to be a real nice lineup for you guys, I feel. The life path number 4 relates to taking one step after the other, right? Coming up with a plan. And they enjoy taking a step-by-step approach to everything. That's just what the 4s are like. But this is a really excellent year to focus on the foundation that you're trying to create that's going to bring you financial success, right? Perfect year for that. So don't drag your heels next year. The life path number 5s, they love change. They love to shake it up, make it different, make it happen. They get bored really easily. They're very naturally adaptable. Opportunity for success this year is going to be relevant to their ability to be adaptable and flexible. Okay. Stay open to new opportunities. That's going to encourage change and foster financial growth and rewards. That's going to be really super important for you. Remember the 5s. The 5s are the risk takers, right? And the 8 tends to talk about the money and such, and putting yourself out there. So you might want to just take a little step backwards before you jump in, right? Just be a little cautious about how you jump in. If you're going to make an investment, remember the 5s tend to be a little spontaneous, right? And they just kind of knee-jerk reaction. Someone told me it was a good one, so I'm going to go after it, kind of thing. Now, you want to kind of pause and really, really do your research before you jump in. When we look at the life path number 6s, we know that these are the guys that really enjoy their homes. They love their families. They love responsibility as it relates to their homes and their family. So this year may ask you to focus on achieving success while maintaining balance in your personal life. The 6s are the perfectionists. They tend to be the workhorses at times, and they sometimes they get a little too focused on their work. So you might be called to say, hey, I got to leave a little bit more time for my family as well. You might feel like you're pulled in 2 different directions. My work needs me. I got to make the money. I got to make it happen, right? But my family needs me too, right? So you're pulled in 2 different directions all the time. So try to make enough time, equal time for both, for your business, for your job, the way that you earn your money, and also with your family as well. That's going to be really important. As we look at the number 7s, the 7s, as you know, enjoy being introspective and reflective, right? So those of us who are life path number 7s, this past year, 2023, has been a bit challenging, right? Because we're already in our heads. And the 7 universal year, that blanket energy that we've been talking about, has really been influencing us to stay in our heads, right? So there may be an opportunity in 2024 to balance your spiritual interest with material success. So if you've been thinking about stepping into some sort of metaphysical practice, maybe opening up a metaphysical store, maybe creating a podcast related to spirituality, things like that would be really an excellent fit for you in 2024. Just a great year to develop a business related to your interest in spirituality. It's a time to start integrating your inner wisdom with more practical achievements. It's time to focus on grounding. Okay, the 7s are not the best at grounding, so we've got to work a little harder at that. All right, looking at life path number 8. I'm going to get to all your questions here in a second, guys, too. I just want to fire through all this first. The 8 life path is naturally in alignment with the 8 universal year. So if you are an 8 life path number, this is only going to assist you even more, okay? Now, remember that there's a positive side and a negative side to each number. You can step it up to the 8 and become that manager. You can be the person who is in charge, the person who is really confident and very much a leader and whatnot, or you can go completely the opposite direction as well. But I find that when the 8 universal year is at play, it generally supports those on the 8 life path number and those who are on an 8 personal year as well. Natural talents, life path numbers are natural talents for management, business, leadership. It's definitely going to be amplified in 2024. Excellent year to pursue your personal and financial goals, because the 8's a manifester, right? Like you got big size manifestation energy in 2024. So I'd love to see you really kick some serious ass in 2024. Life path number 9s are the humanitarians, right? These are the empaths. These are the fixers. These are the people that just love people and they love to help out in social circles, anything to do with being out here, right? Not so much their own community, but sort of out in the world, so to speak. They're always looking to fix things. They have an interest in the planet overall. They're very giving people. They may feel a sense of completion this year because the 9 is about wrapping things up. They might be wrapping up many things, taking back their power after having given it away for a while. They may be focused on paying off some debt, right? Because the 8, of course, relates to the money and the 9 relates to the releasing of the debt. So that might be a possibility for you as well. Okay, so I'm going to really expand upon this tomorrow in our event, the 6 Psychics Under One Roof. Remember, that is going to be at noon Eastern time tomorrow. It is a Zoom event. It's a live event. The tickets are only available until midnight tonight, okay? And $47. You get to talk to 6 psychics all at the same time, right? So we're all going to give our little spiel on what we feel is going to be coming in 2024, and then we're going to open it up for questions. So you'll have your opportunity to talk to whichever psychic you want. So I hope that you will check that out. We only do this once a year, and it's quite amazing. It's on my website, AnnPerryNumerologist.com. Check it out. All right, let's go and take a look at some questions here. Okay. Mark, you're feeling directionless. Hey, okay, so let's talk about that for a second. I'm wondering, is that related to the universal year of 7, or is that related to the personal year that you're in? Is it like, what's going on? If you feel comfortable posting your date of birth, I'll certainly take a look at that for you. So that's a good question, Facebook user. What about Life Path 11 for 2024? Okay, so when I was going through this description, I failed to tell you. These are my notes for tomorrow, and this is very random chat that I'm doing. So give me a second here. The 11. Okay, so the 11s really enjoy working in partnership. Okay, Life Path 11 really likes to work in partnership. Now, this will give you a lot of drive because you got double 1s, right? So that double 1 energy is about double the need to be creative, to be a leader, to be authentic, to be original, to be driven, to be independent, all those sorts of things. But ultimately, the goal is to learn how to work in partnership. Okay, so those who are on a 2 life path number are people who will really be emphasizing the need for partnership within the workplace, however they make their money, right? In the financial arenas. So, but those who have the 11s have the added advantage of all the double 1 energy that comes into it. So I feel that, 2s, 4s, and 8s, I think are really going to do very, very well next year, for sure. Okay, Mark, so you didn't mark it down the way that I would. Can you change that up a little bit, Mark? I don't know whether you were born in April or whether you were born in June. If you can kind of put that in for me. If anybody's putting their date of birth, I failed to mention that, please put it in so that I can understand what it is. I knew you were a life path 7 and a personal year of 5 in 2024. June, thanks, Mark. Okay, let me just go back to Mark just for 1 second. June 4th of 1972. 1, 9, 10, 17, 18, 91, 4, and 6. 6, 4, 10, 11. So we know you're an 11. And so you got 6 and 4 and 7. 6 and 4 is 10. 7 is 18. And that's a 9. Okay. And that's an 8. Okay. So I'm going to say that this is likely something that's related to work. You might be feeling a little directionless related to work because you were born on the 4th day and you're in a long-term cycle of 4 right now. So I'm going to say that this energy of the 8 that you've been in, the personal year of 8 this year for you, has been a little bit difficult in terms of, what kind of contribution am I supposed to be making? I think you're probably spiraling around the drain a little bit as to, I know I'm supposed to be doing something much bigger than what I'm doing, but I don't know what it is, right? And possibly the work that you're in right now isn't filling your soul, right? So, and you might be doing it because heck, it pays the bills kind of thing, but you can only do that for so long. You're only going to be able to do that so long because eventually Spirit's going to bitch slap you, right? And say, put you on the right path. So I would suggest trying to be as open as you can. This is going to be a good year for you, Mark, moving into your 9 personal year. I feel because the 9 personal year is going to be asking you to release what is no longer serving you. So if you don't quite know what it is, I promise you it will be highlighted. You will get to a point where you say, if it's work, you're going to say, oh my God, I cannot do this anymore. And even though you might have to do it for a little longer because you got to make the money, at least you're going to know what it is you don't want to do. Your best way out of this is to take a piece of paper in preparation for next year. Write down on the left side of your piece of paper, write down everything that you hate about your job. Okay. And for everything you write down, let's say you write down, I hate the hours. Okay. Well, then on the right-hand side, you have to be prepared to write down what you do want, right? I hate 9 to 5. What do you want? I want to be able to have flexible hours. Okay. What else don't you want? I don't want to work downtown. Where do you want to work? I want to work from home. You get the idea. So that creates a visual for you to look at to say, okay, this is what makes me feel good. You are a people pleaser, right? So you got to be careful not to make decisions around your career just because it's pleasing everybody else. So I hope that's helpful for you. But I do feel, even though it's a 9 personal year that sometimes can shake us up a little bit, I too am going into a 9. But I love knowing what I need to release so that I can have a real empty trunk moving forward in this case would be 2025. So you got this. You'll be fine. Okay. I'm just trying to work out. Life Path 11, personal year will be 8 in 2024. How cool is that? I'm just trying to work out. That should be my thing. I don't work out, so I should be trying to. I love that. So Life Path 11, personal year will be 8 in 2024. So you'll be an 8 on an 8. This is a fabulous lineup for you, right? This is going to be really good for you to be able to really kick some serious butt. I don't know what you do for a living, but I feel like it could go very, very well for you next year. Anything to do with the arts, anything to do with partnership in business, taking on a new partner potentially, or changing partners up. You got to be patient, learn a little bit more diplomacy. But yeah, I think it's going to be really good for you. Okay, I'm a Life Path 8 in a personal year of 6. This is Cassandra. Life Path 8 in a personal year of 6. How will this affect me in 2024? Okay, so if I'm understanding this correctly, your Life Path number 8, you're moving into your 7. Okay, so you're going into a place of introspection. So you're going to be really thinking about, how do I want to make my living? What do I want to do? Let me just do some notes here for a second, Cassandra. So this is an 8 life path, and this is a 6 personal year. Cassandra, date of birth, that might be helpful. And make sure you write out whatever month it is, so I'll know. I'll go back to that for you. Okay, Water Lily, you are. I don't know. Again, I don't know. I can't make any of these out, guys. If you don't put in, if you have to type your month, right? Because I don't know whether it's a month or a day, and it's quite significant when I'm doing an interpretation. So Water Lily, I don't know if you were born in December or July. So Leslie is October 13th of 1980. So we know 1, 4, 1, 9, 10, 18, that's 9, 9, 10, 13, 14. Okay, you're an old soul. Wow. Water Lily, you're a very old soul. Sorry, you're 66. Where am I going? I'm sorry. God, these messages are coming up so fast. Leslie, October 13th, 1980. October 13th, 1980. All right. 10, 13, 14. All right. So you are a very old soul, Leslie, because you're born on the 13th day. That brings in a karmic debt. Your life path number is a 14-5. It's not just a 5. It's a 14-5. Go to my YouTube channel. Check out my videos on karmic debts. I think you'll find it really, really interesting. 1, 4, and 7, 7, 10, 11, 12, 3. You're going into a 4. That's a nice lineup, Leslie. That's a really, really nice lineup for you because you're coming out of 3 that was a little scattered this year, and the 7 universal year didn't really help you out too much. But moving into your 4 personal year, you'll feel a little bit more grounded at a time when the universe is going to be an 8 universal year of manifestation. So I really like this. Don't be afraid to take a calculated risk. Your life path number is a 14-5, so you might hesitate a little bit on taking risks. But you can do it. You definitely do it. Looks good. Okay, Mark. I'm so glad that makes sense for you. Good stuff. Okay, hang on. So Cassandra, you're going into a 6 personal year. Okay, so you're April 21st of 1990. April 21st of 1990, 1, 9, 10, 19, 1, 3, and 4, 7. So your life path number is an 8. You're going into an 8 universal year, and you're going into a 6 personal year. Okay, so this could relate to if you are thinking of buying a house, it could relate to that. It could relate to moving, doing renovations, possibly. Be kind of careful because it can create unexpected expenses related to your home. So you might want to think about, updating your fire extinguisher and checking your drains, and have a first aid kit in your home. Just be proactive rather than reactive, right? The 6 tends to bring in a large sense of responsibility to the home and to the family. And given that we're going into that 8 universal year, there's usually a little money involved there. So you might have some family members coming to you saying, I need a little bit of financial support. Or it could be you going to your family members saying, hey, I need a little bit of a leg up, right? Okay, hang on here. So Water Lily, you are December 7th of 1966. December 7th of 1966. 1, 9, 10, 16, 22. December 7, 29. You're a 32-5. Your life path number is a 32-5. So you're learning the lessons related to the 3, which is learning how to shut down that inner critic, right? That's kind of putting you down all the time and not letting you rise to who you really are and all the wonderful gifts that you have. The 2 relates to learning how to be patient, learning how to be more diplomatic, learning how to manage your sensitivity, and how to work well in partnership. And the 5, of course, is the life path number related to freedom. I want my freedom at all costs, right? Don't try to trap me behind a desk because that's not going to work so well. So we got 2, 7, and 8. So you're going to be in 9, 10, 17, 8. So you're going to be in an 8 personal year during the 8 universal year. So this could be really, really good for you. Again, that double 8 influence. It's going to be intense. It's going to ask you to, make something of yourself. Ask for a raise, change up your job. The 5 is always going to be wanting to change, right? But the 8 vibration amplified like that is going to put a lot of demands on you related to how you make your money. So this is a good year to go ask for that raise that you deserve. So, okay, hang on. Okay. So we have XOXO star, XOXO. So you are August the 2nd of 1985. 1, 10, 18, 23, 5, 2, and 8, 10, 15. So you're a 15, 6, 10, 17, 8, going into a 9. Okay, so you're a 15, 6 life path number, very sensitive. I can see that because you're born on the 2nd day. You're going into the 9 personal year, which is relating to the endings. With the 8 influence, you might be saying, I want to end the way in which I earn my money. Or you might say, I want to end the way in which you earn your money. Or you could be saying, I want to finish up some debt, possibly. You're definitely looking at possibly making sure that you're nobody's doormat anymore. This is an energy that says, I'm looking at how I've been treated, and I'm recognizing that I haven't been treated very well by this person or that person. So I'm going to set some boundaries. And if they don't adhere to the boundaries, they're kind of out, right? I love the year of 9 for reasons like that. So, Kiana, life path 11 and personal year of 9. That's, I'm assuming, this year. Okay, but remember, it's been hard, no question. I know the 9 can be hard for sure, but it's only as hard as we choose to believe that it is, right? Everything that happens to us isn't really happening to us. It's happening through us, and it's happening for us. It's always a lesson, right? And we can say, I don't want to do this anymore, and leave kicking and screaming. Or we can embrace it and go, that's interesting. What's the lesson in this? Because these are lessons. When it's hard, it's a lesson in your face. It's a gift, right? So the way we choose to respond to whatever's going on is what's creating our reality, right? So the tougher it is, the bigger the lesson. And if we resist it because we're angry about it or we're frustrated about it, it's only going to be amplified even further. You will repeat it again, right? So I would encourage you in the last few weeks that we've got, do whatever you can to look at what you've gone through and go, wow, I'm so grateful for this challenge because now I know this. Or, I'm so grateful that this guy's been a complete asshole to me because now I know that, right? So, yeah. So I hope that that's helpful. But you're moving into a 1 personal year, Kiana, with an 8 universal year. Go get yourself a lottery ticket. That's a sweet lineup. Okay, a new life path 7, personal year of 5. So you were August 7th of 1981. 1981, 1, 9 is 10, 18, 19, 1, 7, and 8, 8 and 9, 10. Oh, dear to my heart. Oh my, do we have things to talk about? Okay, you are a 16-7 life path number, same as me. Born on the 7th day you were. I was born on the 25th. 7 lesson. Yeah, I get you. I know exactly who you are. So let's see. We got the life path. Life path 7, personal year of 5. So remember, you're not just a 7 life path number. I knew you are a 16-7 life path number. Go to my YouTube channel and watch that video. It's really, really important that you do. Gosh, I hope I can do a reading for you someday because I totally get you. So life path 7, personal year of 5. So you're going into a 6. That'll be you thinking about your family. Again, there's a financial component to that. Your family might be leaning on you a bit. You might be leaning on them a little bit. That's okay. You might be thinking about where you live. Can you afford to live there anymore? Do you have to upscale, downscale? What's going on, right? Elise, you are in a 3. You are life path number 3 in a 3 personal year. You're that girl who gets to do that. That's fun. You might find yourself feeling a little bit better as you move into 2024. It's going to be a little bit more grounded for you. That's a real scattered energy you got going on there this year. It can be fun. It can be social. It can be a lot of things, right? But I think you're going to feel a little bit better as you move into 2024. Remember, guys, I'm only giving you a snippet of what you can learn tomorrow. Seriously, tomorrow's event, our 6 Psychics Under One Roof, is going to blow the socks off you. Like 84% of the people who have attended over the last 4 years have returned. So it's that good, right? We have 6 psychics ready to tell you what's going on. So I hope that you'll consider joining us and head to my website, AnnPerryNumerologist.com. Just go up there. It's right there. You can sign up for it. It's $47, and I'm telling you, you're going to get the recording. You get a whole bunch of discounts. Like it's crazy. There's one discount in there that's like ridiculously crazy. I can't wait to tell you. Okay, Penelope Faye. I think you've been on the channel before. Let's see. Where'd you go? Everybody keeps bouncing. Where did you go? Here we go. Okay, boom. There. I forgot I had that little trick in my trunk. Okay, let's see. Life path 11. Okay, so we got 1990. 1 9 is 10, 19. That's a 1, and that's a 7. And you're a 2911. You're not just an 11, you're a 2911. So we have 22, and we have 6, and then we have 8. So you're moving into a 9 personal year next year during the 8 universal year. Okay, so we've got 30. Hang on, we got 30, yeah, it's a 9. So that's going to be all about opening up your trunk that you've had for the last little while, and it's going to be the trunk is what I use, a symbolic thing I use, where we all have a trunk, right? And every year we go through, we throw stuff in our trunk. So by the time we get to our 9 personal year, we got lots of stuff in the trunk that's got to go, right? So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to look at the people that you've collected over the last 8 years, right? Do you still get them? Do they still get you? Are they serving you in any way? Are you serving them in any way? Or are they just kind of hanging out with them because it's become a bit of a habit, right? You've only got so much room in the trunk. So if you don't feel that it's a relationship that's here for the long haul, it's time to kind of release that. And I'm not suggesting blow it up, because if it's really toxic and you don't blow it up, Spirit's going to do that for you anyways. But what I would suggest is that you kind of step back a little bit and look at these people and start spending less and less time with them. Don't make them a priority. Ease them out of the trunk. Because what you're doing is you're sending a message to the universe to say, hey, you know what? I get it. This person is not serving me. I've moved them out. I'm making room for you to bring me something new in 2025, like some new, better influence, right? Then you go to the center of your trunk, which is all about your stuff. Like, how many books do you need? How many coats do you need? How many shoes do you need? How much stuff do you really need? And it's clearing it out, right? It's all energetic. We got to clear it out, clear out some space so Spirit can bring you what you need instead of all this junk that you've collected over the years. And then the last thing we do is we get up here and we look inside our brains and we take tally on that and decide, what limiting beliefs do I keep carrying with me? What needs to go? Now, I'm not going to say that you can't release your limiting beliefs or you can't get rid of your junk or the people in your trunk or anything any other time, but this is the time to do it. This is the easiest time to do it. So for those of you who are in a personal year of 9, you still got time to clean out that trunk before the 31st of December. But if you're moving into the year of 9, think about what you need to release and let go of to get ready for 2025, which will be your 1 personal year. I hope that was helpful, Penelope. Okay. Zachary. Okay. Next year in California, my mom did 2 master numbers. We felt well together. Ooh. Okay. So let's see. So Zachary is saying both parents are master 11s. Okay. My uncle and first sister. Anything I should know? Well, this is a tribe, right? This is a tribe, and you've asked to invite them into your circle, right? So we have soul contract that exists between all of us. As you know, the master number 11 is a challenging number for sure. It brings in a big responsibility to create something wonderful. So, your next question was kind of thinking about going into business next year in California with your mom. Do 2 master 11s work well together in business? Yeah, they can. It really depends. I'd have to look at your full chart, because there's many, many different factors at play here, right? So your expression number that comes from your full birth name on your chart creates the talents and the gifts that support you as whatever your life path number is. In this case, it's an 11, right? So when we have, maybe we have somebody who has a 4, maybe your mom's got a 4 expression number, for example, right? That would mean that she's really good at being organized and grounded, and she can get things done, right? You, on the other hand, might be a 5 expression number that's a little bit more scattered, a little bit more interested in change and, all that kind of stuff. So she would ground you, right? So is that funny? The parent would ground you. Get it? Anyway, so your parent, has that 4 energy. She's going to ground you and keep you a little, on track kind of thing. You bring in lots of life to the relationship, lots of interest in change and taking risks and being more flexible than the 4 can be. So those things would do well. But to say, I really can't say, will 2 11s get along well? The nice thing about 11s is that they operate through inspiration, right? The 11 says that both you and your mom know you're meant to be doing something much bigger than what you're doing. So the key I will give to you is that whatever you create in business has to be unique. It has to be original. We got double ones here, right? 2 ones. Double the need for creativity, authenticity, originality, leadership, invention, ingenuity, all of that relates to the double need for the one. So you'll never be satisfied if you try and run a business that's the same as somebody else's, but you just want to do it a little bit better. Nuh-uh. You got to do it your way. You got to create it, make it unique. You both have that need, right? So that's something I want you to think about. Hopefully that was helpful for you. Okay. So here we go. Okay, so Intuitive Asia. Hey, Intuitive Asia. So I'm assuming that's November 6th, 1994. Either way, it doesn't matter. It still adds up to 22. So you are a life path number 22 in a personal year of 6. You're going into a 7. You're going to be thinking about, you already have that need to create a foundation that's going to support humanity in some way. And I like the fact that you have a podcast, because I can already tell that what you're doing is exactly what you're supposed to be doing, just by looking at this, right? Because we know that a podcast, what's a podcast? It's 2 people talking. So the 22, what are they supposed to be doing? Partnering up, right? So collaborating together, bringing in new guest speakers and whatnot to your podcast is amazing. That's exactly what you should be doing, so that you can create that foundation that you want to create. So you're in a year 6, you're going into a year of 7. So in that case, you're going to be thinking about that foundation. You're going to be thinking about what it is I'm supposed to be doing. How do I make my money? Is this a lead magnet? Your podcast, is it a lead magnet to something else? Are you trying to get people to your podcast so that they'll buy a service from you, or whatever, right? You'll be thinking a lot about that. Hopefully that's helpful to you. Let's see what else we got going on. Alexander, what does this mean? Born November 23rd, 1984, master number 11, but the batter one. Really glad I found this channel. What does that mean, the batter one? So, okay, I got to look at this. So we got November 23rd of 1984. Well, that's interesting all by itself, because those of you who were born in 1984 were born in the universal year of 22, right? So you all have a need to create something bigger than what you're currently doing. So we've got your 3811, 3811-2. Okay. You are 2, 5, and 8, 10, 15, 6. So you're going into a personal year of 6. A lot of people in a personal year of 6 this year, or for next year. Interesting. Okay. So you need to learn how to express yourself without self-ridicule, right? You're somebody that kind of beats yourself up a lot. Remember, you're a 3811. So the 3 relates to the inner critic and being a little hard on yourself. So learning how to express yourself. This is the way you should be making your money, is expressing yourself, learning how to stand up for yourself, learning how to stand in alignment with your own personal power, learning how to help others to do the same, right? You're extremely creative, right? A little flighty, right? The 23, born on the 23rd, but that makes you fun. So you're intended to develop confidence in your creative potential and find a way to inspire others with that creative potential. Next year is your year of 6 in an 8 universal year. So again, you might be thinking about your home. Can I afford to stay here? Do I need to move, upgrade, downgrade, renovate? There's a financial consideration towards home and family as well. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of feedback to go on. Okay. Yeah, I definitely can share my link. Thank you for asking. Let's see. Well, that's a little bizarre. Oh, there it is. Okay, there you go. There's a soul signature. I have new readings, and I have specific readings for master number 11s now, guys, which is kind of neat. So we really focus on the master 11s. They're called soul signature readings. They're trademarked by me because they're very, very different. Different than anything I've ever done before. I'm really combining a lot of oracle cards in with the readings now as well, which I never did that before. So this is, if you already had a reading from me, you might want to think about doing it again because it's very, very different from what we've been doing before. So I'd love to share that with you. Okay. Is it advised to earn money with poker as an 11? It's never advisable to earn money playing poker, but I get it. You know, some people enjoy it and such. So, boys, I don't even know how to answer that, Alexander. I really don't know how to answer that. Let me think about that for a second. You're very insightful. You're very intuitive. You read people very, very well. So if somebody's got their poker face on, you can see through it, right? So I would have to say that somebody who is a master 11 probably is a very good poker player. Now, am I going to suggest that you go out and play poker to make money? Hell no. But in terms of you being good at it, I think you probably could be quite good. Yeah. Okay. Let's take a look here. Okay. Okay. Nurtopu. Let's see. Okay. We've got, what can I expect in 2024? Not sure about the personal year. All right. So we have June 30th of 1991. I'm going to change paper here. June 30th of 1991. 10, 19, 20, that's 2 and 3 and 6, 9, 10, 11. So you're what I call a straight up 11, Nortupo, straight up 11. So your day of birth is a 3, month of birth is a 6. We're going to add that to the 8. 8, 10, 11, and 6 is 17. So you've got 8 personal year coming into your 8 universal year. So you've got an 8 on an 8. This is a great year for manifestation. Holy, like this is really, really good. Anybody who's got, you know, a 1 personal year or an 8 personal year, this is go time. Whatever you've been thinking about, whatever you've been planning in 2023 and just kind of didn't feel like you could put your stamp on it, really consider it right now because you can definitely make a go of it next year for sure. Absolutely. 9. Just a sec. 3 and 8, 8, 10, 11, 6, 17, 8. Yeah. Don't think about it too much. Like, don't overthink it. This is a really, really good year for you. I really, really wish you the best. I think this is going to be really good. You're one of those people that travel at the same time as the universe does. So if you're in an 8 personal year, the universe is in an 8 universal year, right? So that's kind of neat. Oh, wow. Lindsay, you've got an interesting date of birth here. Okay, Lindsay. May 11th, 1984. How cool is that with a life path number of 11? What were you doing that day when you signed that contract? Just teasing. We got to laugh, right? Okay, so May is a 5, and we have an 11, and we have 1984. What did I just say about 1984? Those of you who were born in 1984 brings in that energy of the 22, and then we have a master number 11, right? And then we got the 5. So we've got 33 plus 5 is 38. You're a 38, 11, 2. Same as the last person I just read for a few minutes ago. Whereas, you know, what you've signed up for is to learn how to work the sub lessons of the 3 and the 8. Okay, so the 3 relates to learning how to tone down that inner critic, learn how to confidently express yourself, learn how to step into your power, and possibly help others to do the same. Learning how to say, no, I'm not going to do it. I know I'm a people pleaser, but no, I'm going to set some boundaries. I'm going to step into my worth. I'm going to make sure that I get paid what I'm worth, right? Because you guys sometimes have a little bit of self-esteem issues, have a little trouble asking for what you're worth. But these are things you've signed up to learn. You too are intended to develop confidence in your creative potential and find a way to use it to inspire other people, okay? In terms of what's going on for next year, so you're going to be going into a 6, 10, 15, you're going into a 6 personal year, Wow, like everybody. I should just do a whole video just on just on that 6 personal year and 8 universal year. Wow. So once again, you're looking at your home. Can I afford to stay here? Is this really where I should be? Do I want to renovate? Do I want to upgrade? What's going on with my home, my family? Maybe I have to have my parent move in with me, or I have to move in with them to take care of them. There's going to be a sense of responsibility that involves some money, and I think it's going to relate to your family in some way. So I hope that that proves to be helpful for you. Let's see. November 4th, 1958. Kathy Young Kimber. Let's look at this. So you are November the 4th of 1958. 1958. 1 minus 10, 23, 5, 4, and 11. 9. So you're at, your life path number is a 20/2. 2 was for a 6, 16, 21, 29. Or it's possible you could be a 29/11 too. And the reason I say that is because you guys might know, you're welcome, Lindsay. You guys might know that I've kind of changed my attitude towards how you do the calculations with your life path numbers. You know, I've always been that one that said, you know, you got to break it down all independently, break your month down, break your day down, break your year down, and then add those across. That is the teaching of Matthew Oliver Goodwin. For me, that absolutely speaks volumes to me and works for me. For you, maybe not so much. And after doing this for about 21 years, I've come to the understanding that I feel that you have to feel your way into it. And you're a really good case in point here, Kathy. I want to ask you, do you feel like you're meant to be doing something much bigger than what you're doing, but you don't know what it is? And it has something to do with helping people on some level because you're very empathic and very sensitive. That's my gut is kind of what I feel that's where you're at. Very empathic, very sensitive. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. So doing the math with the life path number, the way that I typically do it, you come up as a 20/2, and you will resonate with that to a degree, but I want you to watch my video on what does it mean to be a 29/11, because you are somebody who feels like you're supposed to be contributing something much bigger than what you're currently doing. So you have to kind of learn to live in the moment, because the moment's all we've got, right? We don't have a future. It sounds grim, but it's the truth. We are never going to be in the future. We will only ever be in the present, right? So we have to make best use of the moment that we're in right now. So rather than going, oh my God, you know, I'm a loser because I haven't figured it out. And, you know, a lot of 11s do that. It's about taking inventory of what you are contributing and making sure that you're valuing even the smallest gestures, right? Remember that you have an inclination to feel like you need to fix things, right? You need to make things better for the world. You need to fix things. If only I had enough money, if only I had enough time, if only I had enough education or opportunity or whatever. But you're not you feel like you need to be the fixer, but you're not a fixer. You're intended to learn how to help people to help themselves. All right. And with all due respect, you're going to kind of lean into a victim mentality because you're born on the 4th day. And you may have overcome this because, I mean, heck, you know, you get to the ages that we're at and we learn a lot of stuff. But typically somebody born on the 4th day kind of has a few struggles that they've had to deal with in their lives. And how you choose to respond to the struggle is basically what's creating your reality. So if you feel like you're a victim, then you're a victim. If you feel like bad things have happened to you, bad things have happened to you. If you feel that all the things that have happened to you are great lessons that you could learn, hey, that's a step up, right? Doesn't change anything in terms of what happened, but the way in which you approach it does, right? So just be careful with that. So I really want you to take a look at that 29/11. Again, like if you choose to join our event tomorrow, you can probably ask another psychic what their feelings are on it as in terms of what's coming up for you. I can tell you that we got 11, 4, 15, 8, 10. This is when I start getting a little tired, guys. My brain's not working well. 8, 10, 19, 23. 23, 5. You're going into a 5 personal year. Now that's going to be about change. Be careful with your money next year because the 5 in an 8 universal year can bring in some unexpected expenses. It can also bring in some unexpected windfalls too. So I hope that that was helpful to you. Let's see, hang on. Bring that up, bring this in. I feel like the Wizard of Oz, all these little buttons available to me. Okay, we're gonna do a few more. Yeah, I love that, Alexander. Thank you. I like that. Quick, unqualified input. No, Master 11 is a victim. Even if victimized, we choose that to learn. Humans are only capable of learning the hardest way through pain. Love that. And thank you for saying that. I totally agree. Kimberly, life path 2911, and your spouse has a life path number of 6. Okay. So both have a need for leadership in the house, right? No question. But even numbers, right? 2s, 4s, and 8s are typically reasonably compatible. The 6 is an even number 2. The 6 kind of has a need to be in charge of everything. The 6s value themselves based on how much they can give, how much service can they be, so that can be there can be a little bit of competition going on there. So let's see. Oops. There it is. Okay. Okay, June the 8th of 1994. June 8th, 1994. So 1, 9, 10, 19, 23, 5, 8, and 6, 8, and 14, 19, 1. Okay, so this is a 19-1 life path number. So there's a karmic debt that is going on here. You have a big need for power and authority, and a real concern for your image. You don't like to be made fun of. You don't like people to think you're stupid. You don't like to be surprised, so you have a lot to learn about how you manage your power and authority, because there's a part of you that really wants to be on top of your game all the time. And the fact that you're born on the 8th day brings that in as well. So next year, I want you to be a little careful about how you use your power and authority, because the 8 universal year is going to kind of bring in a little bit of a nudge and a push for that. And you can really offend people. You're definitely meant to be self-employed. You're brilliant, you're intelligent, you're creative. You got all kinds of good stuff going on. Definitely meant to be self-employed. I sure hope that you are. If you're not yet, make that your goal, because that's really what you should be doing. And we got 8 and 8, 16. 16, 24, 8 and 8, 16. So you're going into a 4 personal year. So it's really good for work next year as well. So, okay. All right. Just going to do a couple more because my brain is on fry. So I can't add 2 and 2 together. It's because I've been doing it too long. So I don't want to give you something that's incorrect information. Okay. Let's take a look at this one here. Okay. Lisa Robach Hubley. Your birthday is June 17th, 1961. Okay. June 17th, 1961. 1, 9, 10, 16, 17. That's an 8 and an 8. Wow, everything's repeating itself. It's so weird. I find this really strange. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So you're 22, 4. And we got, so you're going to, all right. This is kind of an interesting date of birth all by itself. 1 and 9 is 2. No, sorry, let's take a look at something else. 1 and 9 is 10, 16, 17. 1 and 7 is 8. 1 and 7 is 8. And then we have a 6. So 8 and 8 is 16. We got 24, 6. 22, 4. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to have to call this quits in a second because my brain, I'm just, everything's coming down so fast. I really have a hard time with the math. So yes, you do feel like you're supposed to be creating something bigger. No question. But what I will tell you is that it's not about you doing it alone, Lisa. This is about you doing it in partnership with somebody else. You do feel a huge need to contribute from a humanitarian perspective. You want to make the world a better place. You want to create something that will support humanity in some way, in a very practical, grounded way. This could be a food bank. This could be help for the homeless. This could be, I don't know. It could be anything, but it's related to creating some kind of a foundation. So Just a second. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So we're going into a 22-4. Yeah, it's a really good year for you. 22-4 personal year, as well as an 8 universal year. That's a sweet lineup. So if there's something you're looking to start, if there's something that you're looking to create that's going to support humanity in some way, this could be creating a course, this could be publishing a book that will support humanity, but this is your year to do it. So I hope that you find that helpful. Lots to look forward to. Let's see. Oh, good to see you, Darren. Great to catch you live. I was going to contact you at the start of the next year for another report like I had before. Nice to be reminded. No worries. I'll look forward to it. That'd be fun to see you. Okay, let's see. I'm from Norway. I'm an 11 life path and an 11 expression. What can you say about 2024? Okay, hang on. So we've got June 19th of 1975. June 19th, 1975. 1, 6, 1 minus 10, 17, 22. So you are a 2911. Not just an 11. You're a 2911. And that's important to know, right? It's not enough to just say I'm an 11. If you're more than an 11, you need to know that you're more than an 11. So look at the 2911 video that I have on YouTube, and it will help to explain a little bit more for you. So 8. You're going into a 6 universal year. Many of you are going into a 6 universal year. So the 6 universal year relates to responsibility to home and to family. Learning to balance your life a little bit more between work and family. It's about dropping the need for perfectionism. It's about possibly, it feels work related to me for you for some reason. It feels work related. I think there's going to be a lot of responsibility put on your shoulders for your work this year. I really do. I feel like you're going to be maybe needing to kind of step into your power. Push back a little bit, maybe. I feel like you've been taken advantage of in your workplace and that you need to somehow push back a little bit to set a boundary, if you will. They're waiting for it. Whoever it is that's pushing you around a little bit, they're waiting for it. They need you to set that boundary. You need to do it for yourself, and they'll just go, oh, finally, right? So I hope that helps you in some way. Okay. There's no spam, Alexander. It's all good. Okay, Yvonne, let's take a look at you quickly. So you're December 30th of 1954. Very intuitive. 1 minus 10, 15, that's a 1. That's a 3, and that's a 3. Wow. Okay, so you've got a 7 life path number. So your 7 life path number going into the 8 universal year could be causing you to think about, how could I make my living in a spiritual way? How could I get involved in the metaphysics? How could I become a numerologist or an astrologer or a tarot reader, something like that? That might be what's coming. You're exceedingly intuitive. Born on the 30th day, you actually said, I will come and I will learn how to work with my intuitive gifts. So get on it, right? Get on it. It'd be awesome. We got 3 and 3 and 8, 8, 11, 12, you're going into a 5 personal year next year. So shake it up, change it up, take some courses, join my community, join the Clarity Seekers community. That'd be a great place for you for next year. I've got a really great online community. You can check it out on my website, but we've got courses on everything going on in there. We have, I think, 85 master classes in the Clarity Seekers community. And I'm here to tell you that if you do attend our event tomorrow, you can buy your ticket up until midnight tonight. There is a killer deal on the on the Clarity Seekers community that the people who attend tomorrow are going to get. Like, I'm never going to run this again. So if you guys want to take advantage of being able to join the community for like next to nothing, you need to attend tomorrow, right? Let's see, Banny. Yes, correct. You are right. People born on the 30th are intuitive. They're meant to be readers. They're meant to be intuitive people who do readers. One of my best friends is an astrologer, and she's born on the 30th. Pardon me, she's a 30/3 life path number, and just crazily intuitive and psychic. So yeah, absolutely. So Nina, I can't tell, is that December 4th or is that April 12th? So if you can send me what that is, that would be amazing. I'm only going to do a couple more, guys, because my brain's on fry. So I got to be fresh for tomorrow, right? Got to be able to know what I'm talking about tomorrow. Oh, that's a good question. I like that. Let's see. Does the personal year start on your birthday or January 1st? Okay, I love this question. Thank you for asking. I personally feel that it starts on January 1st. Why wouldn't it? The only way we can figure out what our personal year is to take into consideration the universal year. So if the universal year is going to start on January 1st, I personally feel that that's when our personal year should start. However, astrologers believe that it starts on our day of birth. Okay. Now, there is no way that I can prove that I'm right. There is no way that they can prove they're right. So honestly, you got to look at it. You got to tap into it and say, well, what does it feel like to me? I will say that from a numerological perspective, when we look at the personal year, January 1st, you get a full cup of whatever your personal year is. Let's say it's a 5, right? Every day that goes by, you're getting a little blast of that 5 energy that's influencing your experience. By the time you get to about October, that cup is almost empty, and you start picking up on the energy of the next coming year, which in this case would be a 6, right? So you've got one foot in the 6 door, you got one foot in the 5 door, and you're kind of doing this, right? Trying to get used to that whole 6 energy. And by the time you get to January 1st, you get a full cup of 6, okay? So October to the end of December is what I call a shadow season, where you're still in your year, your personal year, but you're picking up on the next year. And then when you come across January 1st, you're still in a shadow season, right? It's a 6-month shadow season. But what you're doing is you've brought a little bit of the number 5 with you, and now you're full bore into the number 6. Okay, so it's not really until about the 1st of April that you really start to feel what your personal year has to offer. So usually about the 1st of April to the 1st of October, that's when the intensity of whatever your personal year is going to be experienced. Okay, thanks for asking that. That was a great question. Nina, December 4th, 2002. Okay. All right, so we've got December 4th, 2002. 4, 3, 8, 10, 11. We've got a lot of 11s in this group. Okay, so your life path number 11, Nina, I hope you know that. If you haven't really explored that, make sure you go to my website, because I have a whole playlist devoted just to 11s. Also, if you go to my website, AnnPerryNumerologist.com, I have a resource page there. And on my resource page, there's a page entirely devoted to the 11s, right? So if you were an 11 or somebody who's an 11, send them there, because there's a ton of stuff. There's free courses. There's all kinds of cool stuff in there. So 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 6. So you're going into a 6. Why is everybody going into a 6 personal year next year? What is that? I'm getting tired of talking about the 6 personal year, but that's what you're going into. It's a focus on home, family, relationships, responsibility to them. Again, can I afford to live where I'm living? Do I need to move out? Do I need to get a roommate? All that kind of stuff. Okay, so it's all related to your money and how to be responsible for it, and a lot to do with your home and your family. So there we go. Okay, so let's go one more. I'm from South Africa. Hey, well, sort of stumbled into numerology this year. Yeah, people tell me that. They say, you know what? I was on YouTube looking for a toaster, and your video came up. So it's kind of how it happens. So you're really curious about what 2024 has in store for you. Okay, so you are July 27th of 93. July 27th of 1993. 1, 9, 10, 19, 22, and a 9 and a 7. So you're a 3811. 3811. So again, you're a master number 11. So make sure you check out all my resources on my website, because they would be super helpful for you. And I also, if you want to expand it further, I do have master number 11 soul signature readings available too. Okay. So we're going to look at 7, 9, and 8. 17. You're going into a... What is this? You're going into a 6 personal year. Why do I even bother figuring this stuff out? Everybody's going into a 6 personal year next year, apparently, at least in this group. That's so interesting. 9, 10, 16. Yeah, it's a 6. So you're already sensitive. You're already somebody who's very intuitive, very sensitive. You have a tendency to take on the responsibility of your family because you're very intuitive to what they need. You're very much an empath. So your home and your family and your work might be leaning on you a little bit more. So it's okay to say no next year. It's okay for you to set some boundaries. It's okay to draw some lines in the sand. Okay. You got to pick you for a change, right? You are a bit of a people pleaser. And you do have a lot to learn because you're 3811. You got a lot to learn about how to step into your power and take it back and be a good example to others for how they can do the same, right? You're intended to create something amazing. It doesn't have to be worldly, huge, it's just something that's unique and different that will support people. But there will be a definite focus on your home and your family next year. You might find if you have any kids, they might be leaning on you a little bit more. If you have a spouse, there's going to be definitely some attention to the relationship. But more so, I feel that it's kind of a broad, I want to paint this with a bit of a broad brush related to extended home and family. So I hope that helps. Okay. All right. I think I've got to wrap it up, guys, because my brain is I've been on here for an hour and 15 minutes. It was supposed to be a half an hour. So I just felt like you guys needed to talk. So I kind of honored the nudge. But I really, really hope that you'll go over and you will check out the Clarity or the Clarity Seekers community too. Absolutely. Because if you attend tomorrow, the 6 Psychics Under One Roof tomorrow, and you've been thinking about joining my Clarity Seekers community, you do not want to miss tomorrow, right? Because the opportunity to join the Clarity Seekers community is going to be ridiculously good. $47 gets you into the group tomorrow, live event, Zoom. It's going to be at noon Eastern time. We have 6 psychics all in one place at one time. I've got Laura Warren, who's a psychic medium, one of the best in the world. Honestly, I have to say that. I've known her a long time. She is my go-to girl. She's so good. Who else have I got? I've got Annette Dalou. I don't know if you know Annette. Annette's from Paris. I have done 5 Akashic Record readings with her because she's that good. So she's a transformational coach and Akashic Record reading expert. Fiona Black, who is a transformational business coach. She predominantly works with women and helps us to really tap into our worth and really kick serious ass in business. Maureen Webb, so cool. Maureen is a certified coach. She's a human design expert. She's a Gene Keys expert. She's an astrologer. She's a master teacher. She's going to be there. Corley Fox. Corley is an intuitive spiritual coach. She's from Halifax, same area I'm from. Amazing gal. She's also going to be doing a really cool meditation with you to lead you into 2024. So everything you need to know about 2024 is coming up under one roof tomorrow. You need to be there because I'd like to hang out with you guys again. It'd be fun. It's recorded. So even if you sign up and you can't attend live, it's okay. It's recorded. And you can reach out to the psychics afterwards and ask a question if you want to. But yeah, there's all kinds of cool stuff coming up in there. So I do hope that you'll join us. If you got any questions, post them down below. I'm happy to answer them after. But thank you for hanging out with me today. This was fun. I haven't done this in a little while. So you guys, you know what? 2024 is going to be an amazing year. It really is. We just have to be super careful not to buy into the hype. Turn off CNN. Don't get all wrapped up in the war news and the economy and the inflation and all that crappy stuff, because your fear is feeding humanity, right? We don't want to do that. We want to collectively go into it positively because we can manifest anything we set our mind to, right? We don't have to buy into all the negative crap that's going on out there. So do that for me. Do it for everybody. And I know that you have the opportunity to create your best year ever next year. Thanks, guys. I love you tons. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of my circle for all of these years. I just feel so incredibly grateful that, you choose to hang out with me. And I don't take it lightly. I really don't. So there's lots of things you could have done with your time this afternoon. So thanks for hanging out with me. So have a great day, and we will hopefully talk to you tomorrow. Take care, guys. Bye for now.